Finally, universities have the courage to put a stop to the free exchange of thoughts and ideas.
And we untuck myths about drag queens.
And we head toward the end of this very scary election coming up today on our post-Halloween pre-election day special of The Point. Hello and welcome to The Point, the only talk show bringing gay and straight men together to see what happens. And our family member, Matt Raffi, is still up in Thunder Bay, Ontario, performing his little booty off. So we have
It's a big booty.
It's like a dance off, but it's like a booty off.
It's a booty off. But we have a very special guest today, our first drag queen on the show, Ms. Fatality.
Can I just say that name is everything?
The thing though is I didn't even know it was a reference to Mortal Kombat when I came up with the name.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I was like, oh my god, I love Mortal Kombat. It's the
I
best name.
I just like the name
Happy
Faye,
accident.
and then obviously a guy was like, oh, Fatality. Like a friend was like, oh, Dutality. I'm like, okay. And then I went to the makeup store, and the guy was like, oh, you like Mortal Kombat? I'm like, what's that?
Finish him.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk a lot about drag a little bit later in the show. We're going to untuck some myths about drag, as Tito said off the top. But first, so I have to talk about this.
You seem put upon this week.
I do seem put upon because I'm actually quite angry. Okay, so the FBI released this letter to Congress saying that they are looking into some emails. Hillary Clinton emails. Okay, so back in July, the FBI said there was no reason to do a criminal charges against Hillary. They said what she did was careless, it may have not been very smart, but there was no criminal activity. So now the FBI says they found some other emails. Okay, what are these emails? Because the Trump campaign is going on and on about how, this is more corruption, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so Anthony Weiner. We remember Anthony Weiner? No. Okay, so he was the New York congressman who was caught sexting other people, and there was this whole
Via Twitter.
So, okay, but it wasn't a criminal activity until it was found that he was sexting an underage girl.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
she was 15.
She was 15, and it was over state lines. And so if it's over state lines, it's the FBI gets involved. So he had to turn over all of his electronic devices. Okay, fine. They're investigating Anthony Weiner. His wife, now estranged wife, soon to be ex-wife, Huma Abedin, is a longtime aide to Hillary Clinton. It turns out that she used one of her estranged husband's devices to send some emails. I guess she didn't know that what Anthony was doing with this. I guess she thought the stickiness on the keyboard was soda or something that he had spilled. So now the FBI, in its investigation of Anthony Weiner, finds these traces of emails that Huma sent that went through Hillary Clinton's private email server, which we all know existed, that she has said was not a good thing to do. So the FBI says they're looking into these emails. But they have said, we're looking into it. There may not be anything there. We don't know if it's pertinent. It may be duplicates of what we've already found on the server. We just don't know. So, bottom line is, this changes nothing. But the Trump campaign is going around saying, this shows she's corrupt. But this changes absolutely nothing. And this is what's making me angry. Because the Trump campaign is trying now to depress the Hillary Clinton vote by saying this shows she's not fit to be president. Well, you know what? You're still a pussy-grabbing, disgusting barbarian who should never be president. And so don't let this distract you from voting for Hillary Clinton. There.
Are you done?
There.
Wow. Holy. Wow. Are you
Told you I was angry about that.
I was really caught up in that story.
No, but
It was beautiful.
riveting?
thank you. No, it's because people aren't paying attention, and Trump is lying about what the FBI is saying.
Yeah,
Really?
sorry, just as a quick thing that I was listening to earlier, some people talking about the same thing, where it has been discovered that when Hillary talks as a politician, she is lying, or at least there's a falsehood in what she's saying 27% of the time.
Yes.
That number for Bernie Sanders is 28% of the time. That number for Donald Trump is 72%
Yes.
of the time.
That was on Bill Maher, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not just
It's
fuck
just
all of this.
it's just Trump is a liar, he's disgusting, and he should be nowhere near the nuclear codes. Okay, moving on.
Everybody needs a villain.
Well, he's a villain.
Everyone
Okay.
loves it.
Is he the
But
villain
not in
that we
pot.
need right now?
No, but
This isn't a
okay.
movie.
Well, moving on
It's
to
a movie to me.
Yeah.
moving on to our first talking point of the day. Universities across North America are now coming up with lists for offensive Halloween costumes. So these are costumes that you can't wear on campus. Actually, how was everybody's Halloween? I got a little caught up with the politics, but how was everybody's Halloween? You had a great Halloween.
It was fun. My costume was amazing.
And what was
It
your
was
costume?
amazing.
It was Maleficent.
Yeah, it was.
Maleficent.
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 One
And
of my friends went as Blanche from
Oh,
Golden Girls.
awesome.
No. As her bedroom.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She should
Yeah,
have
I
went
was
with
like, that is kind of brilliant. Like, I was like,
she should have went with the black light, just to see everything that
Yeah.
she's like on.
okay.
Oh, that
He's delightful.
Gordon, you had a bit of an interesting Halloween costume experience, no?
Oh yeah, I was just a rapper, little Kodak Black. He's in jail, so free Kodak Black, Unless he actually killed somebody, but no, he didn't though. He did. It's just drug charges, weapon charges, light work. Just fine.
So what did you do with your teeth?
I painted them gold.
How did you
but,
paint them gold?
gold tooth paint, obviously.
That's a thing.
Obviously,
That's a
gold
thing
tooth
now?
paint.
Yeah.
Why doesn't everyone paint their teeth
Okay.
gold all the time? I didn't know that was even possible.
So
get to that.
let's see if any of your costumes made the list of actually Brock University, which is near Niagara Falls, prepared a list of prohibited costumes for its Halloween bash. The list features any form of headdress. Any form of
that like
headdress. I mean, I'm assuming it's about Native American
Yeah.
stuff. Costumes that mock suicide or rape. Those depicting transgender activist Caitlyn Jenner. Only Caitlyn Jenner, I guess, not other transgender people. Or outfits featuring a culture's traditional attire. First of all, what do we think about this? But second of all, I mean, you went as a rapper, right? So that is a form of cultural attire, but like
My culture?
it's your culture. So I mean, I just find this very troubling.
Yeah. Me as well.
The equivalent would be if I went as like a basic bitch with a Starbucks latte.
Genie
and like,
cans,
Yeah,
genie
exactly.
cans. You would
I
be able to
have
get
a
away
nice
with
little
it.
chihuahua in a
Oh my
bag.
god.
I was thinking about this last night actually, and everybody's just offended by everything these days. You know what I mean? I'm getting very sick of it, and I agree that some things are offensive. But I mean, what about if somebody's really into Native culture and stuff like that, and they just want to dress like them? They're not trying to offend them by any way, and like,
You just can't do that though. Like when it comes to native headdresses,
Yeah, but or even like dressing as a geisha, like.
Yeah.
Right, a geisha is also
Yeah.
on the prohibited list.
Yeah, like it's not. I don't understand how that is necessarily offending someone, unless you're going out and being blatantly offensive and like.
Right.
Well, and also, like as you said, Caitlyn Jenner's on that list,
Yeah.
right? So, where is the offense in that? Is it maybe
because
offensive
of what
to
we talked about last week,
but
where
is it
people would
also-
be making fun of her, I think.
Yeah, but maybe they're not making fun of her, which was also my point last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, I just keep recycling myself. But is it maybe offensive to say that there's something wrong with dressing up like that?
What if she's your idol?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
You know,
mean,
like, is it
that's
offensive
the
to
point
say that
I'm
there's
trying
a
to
problem
make.
with
My-
her? That there's a problem with dressing up as
My
as
feeling
Caitlyn.
is always more speech is better than less speech. So if you want to be offensive, but then be ready for the backlash
course.
against your perceived offensiveness.
Well, did anyone see any offensive costumes this year?
a bunch of Donald Trumps, but I hate that.
My costume is just my costume's a Snapchat filter anyway. It's just
yeah.
like a dog
Yes.
nose and
Oh
the ears
yeah,
and stuff.
there
so-
were so
I
many
mean-
of those.
Did you see Katy Perry this year? She went as Hillary.
Oh,
Yes, that's
With
amazing.
full
Katy Perry
prosthetics.
as Hillary Clinton. Yeah,
Katy Perry's costumes are
she's-
always on point.
Yeah.
And she's a fan of Hillary Clinton, so
Yeah,
she wasn't making fun of Hillary.
Yeah.
She was
Exactly.
putting her up on a pedestal.
But
Exactly.
the other thing, Jerry, just real quick with this Brock thing is, I assume that these are like school sanctioned, like our university events, the Halloween party
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Like maybe it's because I went to university in Toronto and everything is, downtown. You can do whatever. But
Well-
like, I never went to a university sanctioned almost anything. So
Well,
it's sort of
but-
like,
Sure, yeah.
well, I'm just going to a party with
No,
some friends.
right.
Okay,
But
that's
if
it,
it's
you
on
know?
campus, I mean, McGill University in Montreal hands out little tags. So if you have an offensive costume at the Halloween event, you have to wear a little tag that says, "We, the university, have said this is offensive."
But what does that do for them?
Yeah.
What's the point?
It's like a scarlet letter.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I-
Free the university from
It's easier to judge people without getting to know them. We need more of that in society.
Speaking of offensive things, talking point number 2 today. Actually, it has to do with the World Series, and I'm not a big baseball fan. But
What's baseball?
What is baseball?
Really?
All I know is it's Cleveland versus Chicago.
Yes.
And the team that's in the lead is from a city that begins with the letter C and is located on a Great Lake. That's all I know.
Brilliant.
So who's
Well-
leading right as of this taping?
Cleveland is. They're up 3
Cleveland.
games 2-1. Yeah.
Well, good for Cleveland,
Yeah.
except when they were in the playoffs, they were up against the Toronto Blue Jays. And they were playing here in Toronto, and an Indigenous activist filed a court briefing to try to get the Cleveland Indians to not use the word Indians and to not use their logo, Chief Wahoo, which that name.
Do you know what I just?
To have them not be able to use it in Toronto, of course, it was deemed it would be too quick to do anything about it. But is it offensive? Are these names the Cleveland Indians?
That name is offensive. Chief Wahoo, that is super offensive. Like as a mascot's name. And actually, there was a sports broadcaster for ESPN that said that he wasn't going to say the actual team name on air. He was just going to say Cleveland, and that was it.
Because I mean, Indians isn't necessarily as bad as because it was the football team, the Redskins.
Redskins, and there's
that is a
that's
fucking
offensive.
problem.
But it is. Then what's the difference between Indians and
That's true.
Redskins?
That's true.
I mean,
Well,
Redskins.
what's the difference between saying a black person and fill in
Okay,
whatever other way
fair.
you want to fill that in? There's a difference in what words you choose, and one is meant to be derogatory.
But there are people who say that, to your point about Caitlyn Jenner, there are people who say we like this name because it pays homage to Native,
yeah, but that's also
Native Americans.
stupid anyway, because frankly, it's not the Cleveland Native Americans or Native Canadians
Right.
if it were Canada. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
unless you're talking with people from India, they're not Indian. That's not how
true.
that works.
Well, so do these teams need to change their names?
yeah.
But can they? Is that?
Of course they
They
can.
made it up to
They're
begin with.
private businesses. Of course they can change their
The
names.
Chicago Blackhawks, like the hockey team, there's been a bunch of people that have redesigned their logo to be a bird with
Right.
the feathers and stuff like that, not the guy's face.
Yeah, I
something
saw
like
that.
Yeah, it's pretty
What
cool. They're
was it
trying
before?
to. What's that?
What was it before the bird?
It's something like Chief Wahoo. Pardon
The
me.
head with the
But it's just like the head with the
Well,
feathers.
the
It's like a
Blackhawks. Yeah, the
native.
Blackhawks.
Yeah, it's like a
The
native like
Chicago
head.
Oh, I thought it
dress.
was just a bird. I mean,
I thought
again,
it
know
was-
nothing
I thought it was
about
just a
so-
Black Hawk.
It's a reference
Yeah.
to Native Americans.
Oh,
It's like the
okay.
same
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
right.
Blackhawks.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's a pretty cool logo, and they're trying to do something about it, which is.
But I mean,
great.
that's a good thing. We recognize that these things are a problem, that they are offensive, they've been offensive, and we want to try to, not have these groups feel shitty about these, these professional groups, and so we update it. You know what I mean? That's the same thing with words. You know what I mean? Words, the definition of words change, but also the usage of words change over time because we realize, ooh, that is a really shitty thing to say. We shouldn't be saying that, so we don't say that anymore. You know what I mean? So.
Speaking of offensive things, we're going to talk about Trump and Hillary on Tito's Midpoint.
All right, so this week we're playing Point Blank. Yes, this week we're playing Point Blank. So I'm going to read a couple of quotes, and one of the words will be blanked out, so you guys have to guess what it is.
And these quotes are from...
These are from the Al Smith charity dinner thing.
I was thinking
the
Point
roast
Break.
speech.
No, Point Blank. So there'll be a blank.
Utah.
The Al Smith dinner, which is really interesting because it's a charity event, but it's kind of a roast
Yeah.
when it's a presidential election. And Al Smith so you know, was the first Catholic to ever be nominated by a major party in the States. Really?
Fun fact.
I didn't even
Okay.
know that was sick. But okay.
Well, there was no Catholic president until JFK.
And even that was a big thing
Wow.
back in the day. It
Because he
was
died.
like, ooh, are we ready for a Catholic in the
I know.
office?
Yeah.
What's it usually? Christian?
Protestant.
Yeah.
Protestant?
Protestant. Okay, Tito.
All right.
Quote number 1.
Okay. I called Hillary a nasty woman, but this stuff is all relative. After listening to Hillary rattle on and on and on, I don't think so badly of blank anymore.
So this is Donald said this.
I just
Yeah.
looked at it, so I can't answer.
All I remember is just booze. There was
Yes, he was
people
booed.
booing.
He was one of the only people to ever be booed at an Al Smith dinner.
Jesus.
Rosie?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is it?
Rosie O'Donnell, yeah.
Okay, because this is the only other person that I know he has like a fiery, passionate
Right.
hate for.
Yeah. Okay, next.
Donald, if at any time you don't like what I'm saying, feel free to stand up and shout blank while I'm talking.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
wrong. Wrong. Wrong.
It's
Okay.
I love when he says that. Okay. Here she
So
is.
who's saying this?
Donald. Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay. Here she is tonight in public, pretending not to hate blank.
I know this.
Me?
Yeah, that's what I hate
That's
me.
what I'm thinking.
Nope.
Catholics.
Catholics.
Oh.
I think that one got booed.
That
too.
one got a big boo. That
does
one
that
got a
even
big boo. Oh, it was a reference to one of the emails. It was not. It was a couple of aides were talking about reaching out to different constituencies. It was nothing. But he took it and then lied that it's like, oh, Hillary hates Catholics.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Let's get Brett started again.
Hillary said, people look at the Statue of Liberty and see a proud symbol of our history as a nation of immigrants, a beacon of hope for people around the world. Donald looks at the Statue of Liberty and sees a blank.
I was. I don't.
Say it.
I know. I don't know.
Say it. Be as offensive as possible.
Good fuck.
Well, kind of.
Oh wow! I was gonna say. Oh,
What?
I was gonna say horror.
Okay.
Just because it's.
I was
Well,
gonna say pussy.
Just because.
The answer.
It rhymes with whore.
Yes.
So the answer is 4. And I'll give
Four.
you
Oh,
Oh.
And then she goes on to say, maybe a 5 if she loses the torch and tablet and changes her hair.
Wow.
Which is funny. That's
is
funny.
pretty funny.
Okay, go on. Keep it moving.
All right, Donald said Michelle Obama gives a speech and everyone loves it. Blank gives the exact same speech and people get on her case.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a funny line.
Yeah,
I'll
that
give
was a
him
funny
that.
line.
Hillary said, and whoever wins this election, the outcome will be historic. We will either have the first female president or the first president to have started a Twitter war with blank.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Not Rosie again.
Taylor Swift. I don't know.
A teenager? A tween?
No.
A 4. I don't know. Sorry, somebody else guess.
She has 4 letters in her name.
ooh.
Just
Are we
one.
like a
Do you believe in love after love?
shell?
Share. Yes.
What's the lyric? I totally got that one. Next. Donald said, I was not really sure if Hillary was going to be here tonight because I guess you did not send her an invitation by blank.
Email.
Email. No more talk about email. Next.
Hillary said, Donald really is as healthy as a horse. You know, the one that blank rides around on.
Oh.
Oh, Putin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a funny one.
Her
too.
speech was really good.
Yeah, her speech was really good. Who
Donald-
says she's not funny?
Well, she didn't write it. so-
Well, no, but she
Is anybody
delivered
really
it well.
talking about that?
Like Drake.
Next.
Just like me.
Go.
Many people tell me that blank is perhaps my best quality.
Honesty.
Donald.
Oh.
Well, he's making a joke, right?
Yeah, I assume that he's lying.
Yeah, it's a lie, but no, it's modesty.
Oh, hilarious.
That's also not true.
Very funny.
All right, last one. Hillary said, I will be the healthiest and youngest blank ever to serve as president.
Woman.
Woman.
That was too easy.
Yes. And she will be the first woman president.
That's
Yes.
a great line.
And thank you, Tito, for the midpoint. Okay, now you may have noticed that we didn't have Halloween decorations last week, but we have them this week, even though it's after Halloween, and that's because, well, sadly, We didn't have money last week to buy Halloween decorations. We had to wait until the after Halloween sales at the dollar store to get our Halloween decorations. So it was even cheaper than cheap. We had to wait that long to get our Halloween decorations. Although I can do things with the hand here.
Struggles around.
But if is that offensive? If we put it there.
There we go.
Actually, if it were
My
Donald
nipples are
Trump,
now. Is that offensive?
this would be Donald Trump.
Wow.
But there's a way you can help us.
With you and the hand, Michael Jackson last week, man. Come on.
Please help us buy, because we're coming up on Thanksgiving, Christmas. Help
We already
us.
had Thanksgiving, friends.
Well, American
Yeah, yeah.
Thanksgiving is coming up. Anyway, please help us make this show as fabulous as possible by going to our crowdfunding site at Patreon. That's patreon.com/thepointguys. And actually, there have been a couple of people who've asked me, I'm not comfortable giving like a monthly contribution. You know, they don't want to commit to like, you know, $5, $10, $15 a month. Frankly, the way Patreon works, yes, it's a monthly contribution, but you can actually stop it at any time. So if you want to give us, you know, $50, $100, $200 all at one time, go on Patreon, enter your information at the first of the month, your credit card gets charged, and then you can cancel it after that. So you can set it up to be a monthly payment, or you can do a one-time payment. Either way works, and either way, you will help us have a better set than this thing. Anyway.
We can have a real severed arm, people.
Anyway.
Give them a hand, not a fake hand.
Talking point number 3 today. We have Faye here. Actually, Faye, I want to talk about this Huffington Post article, myths about drag queens. But how did you get into drag?
Okay.
I don't mean like physically into the outfit. I mean,
Walk us through it.
Can you imagine? I did acting in high school, and that was a performing arts thing. And then going from that to graphic design, I kind of miss being on stage. So then going out to clubs in Toronto and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, I can do that. I lip synced as a kid. I can do that. I'm way better than that. So that's how I kind of got into that.
cool. And you've been performing a lot around the city.
Yeah, we're in Toronto for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool. And actually, Gordon, you said you had some drag-related questions.
Well, I mean, I feel like we all have a question.
Don't we all have?
I want to hear yours.
Well, my number one question was, what were you for Halloween?
Oh, I was ice cream unicorn.
An ice cream unicorn?
Yeah.
I don't even fully
I don't
understand
know
the
what that is.
logistics.
Yeah. I
love it.
don't. Can you elaborate?
Okay, so basically I had like a waffle cone on my head that symbolized like a unicorn, and then like
Okay.
dripping ice cream coming down my face. But actually, like I painted it like makeup.
Is that from
That's
Adventure Time?
awesome.
No, I just saw this. I just saw a picture on Instagram. I'm like, I really want to do this, so that's why I did that.
But were you like a guy?
Yeah, no, I was a
Or were
woman.
you like, oh man?
Psychological.
You can picture a
psychological
guy
woman.
as an ice cream unicorn, but a woman as an ice cream unicorn.
No. Oh.
Basically, he wants to know if you go up, if you do Halloween in drag, or if you do it.
That's
Out
the
of
question.
drag. Okay.
That's the question.
Since doing drag, I can't think of not doing it like out of drag. I haven't done drag Halloween as a guy in so long.
But you
So,
would. I mean,
so does that take even longer to get ready? Because you have to get
It's more
ready
it's-
and then do the Halloween get ready on top of that.
It's more pressure because now it's just like, because I'm like, Halloween is like all the time for me basically because I'm always in drag. So it's like now you're in drag and plus you gotta do something else.
You got to top it.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna ask that. Are you ever not in drag?
That's
Most of the time, like since I shave my eyebrows, so like I have to draw them on all the time as a guy. So if I don't feel like drawing them on that day, I just don't go.
but you
outside.
don't. I mean, you don't. I mean, you go to the gym. You go to the gym as a guy.
As a guy. Imagine if I went as a drag queen. It looks like that.
So
That'd
I
be
mean,
amazing.
because one of the things that people ask me when the topic comes up, and I'm no expert on drag, but you know, the difference between a drag queen and a transgendered person.
Oh, for me is I want to be a guy. I like my penis. I like my penis. I like being with. I don't know. Just like
I do too. I like
Yeah,
that.
me too.
I get it.
same.
You like her penis?
I don't know.
That's another show. That's another show. That's
That
another
brings
show.
me to my question.
Okay, Tito has a question.
My question is, how do you tuck? Like, how is that possible? I tried
So
it,
this is
and
about
I'm
the
like,
mechanics
what?
of it.
Yeah, it's like,
I use a gaff. Okay, so
Gaff?
yeah,
Like
basically.
gaff tape?
No, basically, basically it's like a logo underwear, like the sack at the front, it's like bigger, and then it goes into a thong. So like you push everything up. You push the Ball sack? You push the balls up, and then you just tuck everything into the back. And then you pull up the underwear.
Oh my god, does that hurt?
No?
You get used to
No?
it?
Yeah, get used to it. Yeah. But with alcohol and that, you can't do anything.
Okay, here are supposed myths about drag queens. Faye, you tell me. All drag queens are gay.
Depends. Like, I mean,
Some myths.
and that's iffy about that.
Yeah,
Most of them, like, I can say most of them are gay.
Drag queens want to be women.
No. Complete. Oh, that's the complete lie.
Yeah. Well, it's a myth,
Yeah,
right?
myth.
Drag queens only do drag for the money.
That's
I'm in it for the money.
No, that can be like I do it because like I like the feeling of going on stage and like the looks that like the interaction I get of like the audience on stage. Because like my friends have told me because like as a gay guy going to a club, I'm a shy little cute guy in a bow tie. But as soon as I hit the stage as Faye, something completely changes.
All drag queens are bitchy.
For the most part, yeah.
Well, it's part of their persona, I feel like.
And this actually, all drag queens are tops. And I'll admit, I would have
never
thought
heard that.
I hold the opposite.
Is
I hold the
all drag
opposite.
queens are bottoms.
Yeah, but
And if you don't know what that is, if you don't know what we're talking about, just
That's a
Google it.
Patreon tier.
Yes.
Fred will explain it to you in a private video.
I will be Googling.
Yeah, we might have to-
I don't know.
Okay. We'll talk to you after. We're
vaguely-
running out of
I
time.
appreciate that.
But all drag queens are tops?
For me, it's when I saw that, I feel like most drag queens. People think most drag queens are bottoms.
Yeah, that would be the main assumption.
Yeah, I would think that would be the assumption. And we're not going to pry
I
into
think
it.
I just figured it out.
Someone's on the
It
bottom.
I get it.
Okay.
No, I understand.
But not always, though.
No.
Not always.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
But
Not always.
Let's just.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Actually, here is the end of the show. So, endpoints. You like that transition? Endpoints. Gordon.
Yeah, okay, I want to do like a little Farrakhan thing for my people. We don't have to buy grills thanks to this gold tooth paint, right? Like, we don't have to do this anymore. We're spending all the money. It's bad. Let's keep the money in the. I'm going to start a business and I'm going to produce this gold tooth paint and we'll just keep the money in the community, guys. We'll do that. It's just my.
Well done, Gordon.
Yeah.
Well done, yes.
Tito. Because I'm trying to help my.
So I need to talk about somebody's costume for Halloween this year. I fucking died. I'm deceased. Bury me in the ground.
Was that the costume?
Yeah.
It's a dead person to see.
So I was in line waiting for my poutine, and I pull up my phone. I'm checking Kylie Jenner's Snapchat. She was fucking Christina Aguilera in the Dirty music video.
I tried to be very
Everything.
attractive.
It gave me so much life. So
Give you
yeah,
life,
I'm
death,
just- I need to
resurrection.
do that next year.
Okay. Thank you for
I would
our
love to see
Kardashian
that.
moment of the week. And Faye, how can people find you online, find you in reality?
Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, I'm Fatality. And then in Toronto, I'm performing at Buddy's on the 19th.
Of
November. Yes.
yes.
And
and my bop of the week.
oh yes, your bop of the week.
So my bop of the week this week is going to be Louisa Johnson. It's called So Good.
I actually know this
It
one.
just
yeah.
came out on like this week or last week, and she won the X Factor UK last year, and this is her first like solo single after the win.
And usually at the end of the show, I give you all of our social media information. And frankly, it's listed at the end of the show. So I just want to focus on the important things. YouTube, please subscribe to us on YouTube. The more subscriptions we have on YouTube, not only do you get notified when a new episode is online, but the more subscriptions we have, the better access we have through YouTube. So please, please, please subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Of course, Patreon, crowdfunding. That's patreon.com/thepointguys. Yes, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at The Point Guys.
So you're just doing it all anyway.
Oh, I'm doing it all anyway. And as you're watching this video, also share it. You like it, not only support us, but share it on your social media pages so more people can discover it. And of course, you can share. That's who Trump
Click
had a...
on the share button, subscribe button, all of the buttons. Thank you.
And then explain to me. Sure.
You can join us weekly. We have a new show online every Tuesday, so we will see you next Tuesday on The Point.